Hello again. Some blatant plugging going on tonight. This show is all about basically my website and just promoting everything I do. It's a service that's supposed to make people smile and enjoy themselves and have a bit of a laugh. Either my live service or from photo work, so commissions. And I'm going to talk through my website. Shouldn't take too long. So here we go. Let's add this little window so I can show my website off. Hope you're all okay anyway. I've been miniaturized to the side. So it's probably good in a lot of respects. So here we go. What we got here. So basically this is the website as you come into it. Obviously you'll get a bit of a different view on your phone. This is sort of a computer-based website, so the layout will be slightly different. You're all used to the bars for the menu, aren't you? So so that's the home page. Straight in with some celebrities, celebrity Toons, and down below here we've got a great video that Andy sent me, well, a bulk of it actually, and his reactions to his mum and dad. So have a look at that if you can. The original is on YouTube. So, and as we go down on the front page, it's just promoting what I do, all the various ways that I can get caricatures to you. Like I say, just to create some smiles for you and your family and friends. I think you can actually click on them and they will go to the various sections. So there's a broad range there. We've got the higher service for the Zoom entertainment. I won't go into too much depth because we're going to the different sections anyway. And a few nice testimonials there, some feedback from some lovely customers. So that was really nice of them to send me those through, just to give you a flavour. So what should we go for? Basically, my service it's split into two. It's the commission work from photos. So you just email me a few photos. So we got the two main sections there. We got from photos and the live stuff, which is live caricatures, which I can do you in a few different ways. So we'll leave the contact because that's pretty straightforward. We're going to the from photos. So as you can see there, we've got quite a range of styles that I offer. We'll go into each one just briefly and I'll show you what we do. So I've put little pound signs there because it just shows the cost in relation to the others. The pastel ones, it's basically the speed that they can be produced. So obviously the faster ones are the cheapest. So we've got pastel, digital, pencil, and the groups, which is, it can be in either of the styles, any of the styles, I think, from what I remember. Raw pencil, black and white framed, which I'll show you in a minute. I've got some samples here, and then it gives you a breakdown of the frames that I offer. You can have a caricature delivered framed, which is quite nice. I think the illustrations always look nicer when they arrive in the post framed and mounts as well. So that's quite a nice little service there. And order, that's basically an order form, so you can order your caricatures through that way, and different ways of paying. So so if we go into the pastel caricature, so what are we got here? Right, we've got some, that's my mum, that is. I don't know if she's watching, but hello mum. That was one. There's a few samples there of pastel caricatures, usually A3. So yeah, so quite a few samples there for you to scroll through if you want. So yeah, it tells you all about the pastel style. As I say, this is probably the quickest and the most reasonable price. So and what photos to send, turnaround time, that sort of thing, payment options, and I do offer an emailed A4 illustration for any nurse or doctor, because obviously in the current times. So you know, with every order you can have one of those. It's just a little extra thank you to the NHS, and basically it frames, and it tells you about the frames. The price is at the bottom. So what have we got here? Yes, so basically the pastel ones, if I we just come back out of this for a minute. So yeah, I'm back in the room. So pastels, this is an actual one. So that's a pastel, that's a Head and Shoulders. Prices sort of start from Head and Shoulders and they work up to full figure. So you know, basically it's the more time consuming they are, the more they've got in them, the more the price, obviously. So yeah, that's a color pastel, and that's basically I pencil it and then I pen it and then I pastel it, and it's all done with my finger. Some of you might have seen how I produce them. There's plenty of videos online on Facebook of how I make them, and then they're sprayed as well, so they're fixed. So none of the pastel dust comes off. You still get a little bit, but most of it doesn't because it's fixed on there. Yeah, so that's it. And pets as well. All my prices are by subject. So either an animal or a human being. I think the pets are quite cuddly. So that's just another sample. So I say they're usually A3, so that size. And if you did want to go for the frame option, that's the actual size of the frame and the quality of the frame you get. And I do all the framing here, and they do come as a ready to pop in, but I still do all the mount cutting. So if you want a little message at the bottom, that's all part of the framing. I recess the little message or title that you want in there. Usually a white mount. Usually black frames. This is the standard framing I do, so it's black. And then properly sealed, and then a nice little lanyard or whatever it's called. And so that arrives in the post if you want it framed. This is the packaging. I thought I'd quickly show you this because it's all pretty good packaging. This is off-the-shelf packaging for this type of frame, and it's very well protected. So it shouldn't get to you with any difficulties. That so if you do have any questions, just hit me with them. Another thing about the framing is that it's not glass, it's a very thick, tough acrylic, so there's no problems with damages. You won't hear a rattle when it arrives. I purposely looked into getting these frames because of I had one or two accidents with them. Not me personally, but they did arrive broken, but those ones don't. I haven't, touch wood, there's never been a problem with breakages on those, so that's good. If you didn't want it framed, they arrive in these things. Your illustration gets rolled up and popped into one of these, and that's another off-the-shelf proper bit of packaging. Toblerone. When I go to the post office, the ladies will say, "Oh, more Toblerone chocolate then." But that's very tough. And I went for this design because I had tubes when I first started out, and the tubes I had a couple that got crushed. So if you imagine, you don't want your illustration to arrive crushed, and these are really strong. So even if I don't think you can actually break them because of the design, you know. So that's the reason I got these. Some were twisted. Some of the tubes I had before, I received it back, and it had been like twisted and ripped. So all the artwork inside was damaged. But I haven't had one problem with these. Touch wood, another touch wood. So if you want your illustration sent to the post, because most of them are these days, of course, with everything that's going on, that's how they arrive, rolled in that. So it's very tough. What else can I say about the pastels? Yeah, so usually A3, and you can have them black and white or colour. The black and white ones are cheaper, of course, but all the prices are on there. So let's add it back into the stream. You don't want to see me. So yeah, pastel ones. So if we go into the next section, which is digital. So here's a few samples of digital. So pets as well. There we go. Lots of pets. There's an example of a digital one framed. So the digital and black and white. And there's the Toblerone as well. See. So yeah, digital. The process of that is basically black basic pencil line outline, and then it's scanned in, and that's a good example actually. We can't pause this. That shows the process on the screen there so obviously the price goes up because of the process. These do take a fair bit longer than, let's just go back there, than the pastel ones. So there's quite a few design bits and pieces there. And with the digital ones, you do get a proof. You get a pencil outline proof on the full figure, because Head and Shoulders, what's the point? It's just Head and Shoulders. You do get a proof. Pastels you don't. It's straight on with the description, and I just draw them from your description. Digitals do. You get a pencil outline so you can see the composition, and if you want anything adjusted or objects put in or taken out, then that's the time to do it. So yeah, pencil, and I airbrush them on the computer in a software package, and you get a really nice, as you can see, I haven't got any samples printed up, but the people like this because they're the rich colours, and it's a slightly different look. There's just a very thin outline on these. If we go back to that one, and that's the printing process. So it comes out on a decent printer. It's an Epson printer, and I only use these. Let's just come out of this for a minute. I use proper paper and proper ink. None of this copied ink. So decent paper. This is photographic paper, and it's supposed to last. So it's beautiful archive matte paper. So I think, fairly decent illustration. You want it printed out nicely, and there's some lovely rich colours, and so why spoil it? Investing in a commission of some of your friends and family. So it's got to look good, and of course framing on that as well. Offered. There you go. Poochies, animals, anything you want. So they do have nice rich colours though, and it's different. It's a different style. So that's the digital. All the framing is exactly the same as the others, of course. We go to pencil now. So let's go to the pencil section. So this is very detailed work, so the price goes up a little bit for that. So and you can have it in black and white. People like the shading on this because it's very detailed, and there you go, there's a sample. Very detailed, and the shading is very fine, so you can see on some of these. There we go. Yeah. So and people like, because obviously you get the original artwork with the pencil and the pastel, whereas digital is a print. Well, it's a high quality print. You get the original artwork with the pencil. So exactly the same. These are usually A3, I think. So A3. Oh, they're A4 as well. For the Head and Shoulders, it's A4, and for the bigger scenes, A3. And all the prices and everything on there. So A4 come in protected hardback envelopes, let's say bespoke and off-the-shelf stuff. So quality packaging. So groups. We go to groups. Here we go. There's different ways of doing groups. But the pastel style, because I do it with my finger, you can only go down to certain details. So on the shading, that is. So with groups of more than 2, it's A2, which is twice the A3 size. So this one here is A2. And the style, as you can see there, you've got black and white. There's various ways of doing the groups. For the original artwork, it's pastel and pencil. I think, yeah, pencil is A3. You can obviously with pencil you can come down smaller. Pastels A2 for big groups. But for black and white, you can. There's a different way of doing it, and these are individually drawn and shaded and then scanned, so it makes it a bit cheaper that way. And you can have full figures as well, because they're originally drawn and then scanned in and then basically printed on that high quality paper I showed you earlier, which is the photographic paper, archive matte, which is beautiful paper. I do get excited about papers. But because it's scanned in, you get a nice crisp line as well on that. So and all the prices are there. There's colour pastels, pencil and digital. The pencil and digital, because they are very time consuming, I quote for those. There's no sort of fixed listed prices, so it really depends on what you want. Okay, so that, where are we now? Right, okay, raw pencil. As it says, it is basically just a pencil. As you can see there, you can have either black on white or white on black. So this gives you an idea. These are usually A4, I think. I'll have to look. So just choose. Oh, that one's not. That was a one-off, big one. But if you did want a big canvas pencil, like Her Royal Highness, then just give me a shout. Happily quote for you. So let's have a quick look. More pencils. A4 usually, yeah, A4 usually. And of course you do get the original artwork with that. So there you go. Down into A5 framed. These are quite a nice little thing, quite popular. I'll take some questions if anybody's got some in a minute. These are basically, as you see it, A5, as we've got there. If you can see that, right? There we go. I'll just come out of this and show you. Yeah, these are nice. These are please excuse the Velcro on the back, but they will be sealed when you get them. Each one's got the string and the ringlets on the back. They're all sealed up. Acrylic as well. And these are really popular because you just get them through the post in an A4 envelope, hardback envelope, all protected. Let's get back to this. So yeah, and these are really, really popular in it's staff boards. The one you can see here was a staff board for a company, and obviously with data and people don't like having their photos put on the wall. A lot of companies come to us, oh, can you do a caricature? So caricatures on the wall with a name in the bottom, really popular and fun as well. And the beauty of those is you can have, there's a copy of the one I just showed you. You can have, it's full figure, and you can have what you want in it, basically for one person, one character. And say it's just a fixed price for each one. And I think the more you have, the price per head comes down. So yeah, I mean, some of these I've done, I don't know, about a dozen at a time sometimes, and they all go packaged off in batches. So they're quite nice, and they are basically marker pen, black marker pen and shading. So yeah, nice little gift that. Down into framing. So framing gives you an idea. As I say, black frames usually for the A3 illustrations, and then for the A2 there is a choice of silver or black. I've got black and silver in stock at the moment, and you can see on the right there that one has got a recess for the title. There we go, there's the title. So that's an extra nice special thing, I think, to get a title in there. It makes it more personal. So you can put names, anything you want in there. And there's a bit of video on how I do it. Anybody that interested? Oh. So, yeah, that's the framing for the different sizes. What should we go to now? Order. So basically, when you're ready to order a commission from Photo Caricature, this is, well, basically first get in touch with me by email and ask me, can I have one done for this date? Usually I can get it done for you for the date. So yeah, let me know. Ask me first if it's possible, and then I'll direct you to this order form, and you just select which style you want, and just a bit of info of you, postal address, that sort of thing, to get it posted to. So there we go. So that takes care of the from photos, I think. Yeah, the paying by card, PayPal, is pretty self-explanatory. So let's have a quick look. So hello everybody, if you've just tuned in, thanks for coming. So I'm taking any questions and comments or anything you want to know. This will be up as a video later, so like I said, if you don't want to ask live, then you can pop some up afterwards on Facebook. So the next side of my service, Caricature service, is the live stuff, basically. So you've got a drop down here with 2 live options. Create a live events, which is obviously on hold at the moment, but I'll take you through it anyway for future months. So this gives you a breakdown of everything I do for you or provide for you for the entertainment package. I say live until the government obviously adjusts the restrictions and how many people you can have at an event, that sort of thing. Obviously it's a bit limited at the moment, but on a normal day it's 2, 3 or 4 hours, and I'll just keep drawing, and it's usually sort of that sort of format, you know, with, where are we? Oh, I've got some samples there. Yeah, so yeah, sort of head and shoulders black and white is usually the way we do it, because it's the fastest way of getting as many drawn as I can for you. And there's usually a queue of people wanting one done. So basically you just hire me for so many hours to fit in with your requirements, and then I'll just keep drawing, and yeah, 12 to 15 people an hour sort of thing, up to 4 hours. So 4 hours you get quite a few people drawn. There's loads of videos online on my YouTube channel, on Facebook, to see reactions, because reactions is the biggest thrill of this, I think. And the beauty of it is that, where are we? I'm not sure if I've got samples here. Oh, there's video, mum's the word, lots of nice testimonials, so that's always a pleasure reading. Here we go. So we've got bespoke paper as well. So that's another beauty of that, is that you get, I print out the details of your function, your wedding or whatever, with a date on, and that's really nice and personal to have. Because usually if you're having a wedding or something, you know, the entertainment is there, which I'm doing, and the guests take away their caricature and it's got your name and date at the bottom, because you want to, you know, they need to know where it came from. Not that they're gonna not to remember your wedding or whatever. So that's just a nice little touch. And they come bagged, and I take photos of the guests as well and email you those. So that's a nice little touch, I think, because there's not many other caricature artists that do that as part of the service. When they're drawn, quick snap, and there you go. And it's nice for the bride and groom to have a copy as well, I think, or whoever's hiring me, because otherwise the guests can take them and they might not see them. And I always think that's nice. So, you know, the couple or whoever hires me will get photos emailed to them of everybody with their caricature. So I think that's a nice little touch, don't you? So let's quickly remove that. Back in the room. Excuse me, so I'm just going to quickly have a look at this. Yeah, okay. So right, let's go back to there. So there's loads of information there. If you've got any queries, just drop me an email. I'll happily answer them. So yeah, the higher price is depending on where the event is and how long you want me for. So just drop me an email and I will get back to you with a quote. Because obviously the distance is obviously it's all part of it as well. So I have to factor that in. What's the next thing we got? So that's the live in-person entertainment service, caricature service. So what the next one is the live event Zoom Toons. Excuse me while I have a quick swig. Not used to talking this much. So that's my son there, by the way. I rope him into so many things. He's a star, even though he doesn't really want to be. I don't know if he's watching. So there we go. This is the Zoom package, which is fairly. I sort of launched this because obviously with what's going on at the moment, it's just another way of having these done and having this sort of live buzz about it. So I've done a few parties, and as you can see here, there's a few goings on. So yeah, what we've got here is I've got a green screen, so I can actually put a birthday message on. And this is a friend of mine, actually, old John, and I did a caricature of him a while back, so I've actually added that as well. So it's a nice little touch. It just shows you, what you can do with illustration, with artworks. You can blend it all together and make it a sort of a memorable experience all around. So how this works then? So basically, you invite me into your Zoom meeting, and I'll sit here with my easel with a webcam on it, probably a couple of webcams. Actually, no, I think it's just one with Zoom. Yeah, it's just the one, and an overhead Zoom camera, and I'll keep drawing. Same again as the live stuff. Just keep drawing, and they're A4, and they're scanned in an email to you after the event. So there's just another one. That was Mark's birthday. So, and there's some samples there, and you can also have obviously a title at the bottom as well. So how cool is that? Very cool. And of course everybody sees me drawing at the same time, and it emerges out the paper. So that's the Zoom service. Special offer or not that on this at the moment. So so check out the prices, because they are on here. It's charged price per head, and I'm doing a special offer at the moment until March. So if you've got any sort of parties, online parties, because of course the beauty of the Zoom is you can be anywhere in the world for this. So there is a special offer on this at the moment. So get in touch soon. I think that's all there is on that. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, they are usually black and white, as I say, and the person at the other end just needs to sit and pose for me for a bit, as you can see John has here with his big Cornish shovel tongue. Yeah, no comment. Okay, so have a quick flick here. So on with the next. So the next part of the website is, and so anybody's got some questions, is wedding fun. Weddings are a big part of what I do. And they're very popular caricatures at weddings. So let's just go down into here. So same again, 3 styles for caricatures for weddings. This is a big selection of past ones I've done, and I've numbered these because sometimes bride and grooms like to go for a certain pose or layout. So these are a little bit varied. So if anybody wants a certain pose, then they can just hit me with the number, as you see here. So I'm just reaching down to put my heater on. And say you can have this in pastel, digital, or pencil. So that's a keepsake, really. Keepsake illustration. Usually A3. So there we go. That's just to show the illustrations, basically. So if we go back to when in fun, and then here we go into favors. These are favors. These are really popular and have been for quite a number of years. The process of this. So I'll just come out of this for a minute and I'll show you some. It's always nice to see them actual size, I think. These are copies, of course, because the bride haven't got the original, but that gives you an idea of the size, the physical size. And they're all hand drawn. And there we go. These are on the website, actually, as you probably saw. And they've got a message at the bottom as well, so they can be printed, even the little ones, you see. Let's get the 99 for you. So they're all hand drawn. So the way these work are, let's just go back to the website. The way these are done are basically you just hire. You send me some photos and a list of names. You don't have to give me the full name, just a reference to the photos. And then I basically draw them. They're all head and shoulders. So that gives you a nice broad range of the types there, and you can see reactions, which are great. The beauty of these is that if you can't have me there in person, and obviously there's big restrictions at the moment, of course. So if you've got a wedding or a small gathering, you can have these instead. And I know bride and grooms put them on their dinner placings. Have I got it here? Oh no, I've got it here. On the settings, either in the stand, in a little stand. Obviously, bride and grooms, I leave those to them because there's always different designs and stuff. So, but a lot of bride and grooms just pop them on the plates, and they're not allowed to touch them. And you imagine the big roar as everybody turns their caricature over. It sounds like it can be a lot of fun. So yeah, and I've done these in sort of batches, 120, 130 sort of thing in times. As you can see, that one in the middle there, they're all laid out on the carpet. And they're delivered as one big package. So very cool. And a great laugh. I love doing these, actually. I love doing them. So what else can I say about these? Yeah, I'd say a list of reference and numbers and photos. Usually, if you can send them to me instead of emailing them, if you can send me them on either a CD or a memory stick, that'll all be returned to you with your favours, with your caricature favours. So that's all very, very cushy. Another good thing about this is another discount. Yay! So the price per head is on special offer at the moment on these until March again. So have a look at my website and see what we think. So special offer until March, price per head, because the more people you have, if the price per head comes down, then you save a bit, don't you? So that's cool. So that's the favours. Guest boards. Okay. Guest boards. These are really popular as well. I love doing these. So we've got a pastel one there. This was a lovely couple I actually entertained at their wedding as well. So I took along the guest board. I'm embarrassed to remember, but so yeah, they had a guest board, and these work. I will come out of this again. As you probably noticed, side. We've got one here. This was another lovely couple in Scotland. The process of these, this one is a pastel one, obviously not the original, the print. These are, I say, once the illustration's done, they're actually popped into the guest board. The guest board comes, if you have it posted, already to be used. There's a slightly different process with these. Because the guests sign on the mount, obviously you don't want any acrylic on there when you get it. So the acrylic is put in the back. So you'll get it with acrylic in the back, behind the backboard. And the acrylic has a film on it, so there's no danger of it getting scratched. A film on both sides, so when you're ready to put it on the wall after your wedding, you just peel off and then you sandwich it together. So that is a guest board. Also, obviously on the day, you don't want people leaning across the illustration, even though it's sealed with fixative. You don't want them leaning across and then smudging your artwork that you've just paid for. So I do put in there's a piece of film over that, which will protect the illustration. And then once everybody's signed it, it's just a matter of, say, bringing everything to the front. Obviously, because I'm not usually there, I can't do it for you on the night. But it's all pretty self-explanatory, and I do include a little how-to sort of instructions on how to do that, how to reassemble it. So that's cool. So yeah, and there's silver or black available at the moment with those, as I say, and it's usually a white mount board on those, and you can have it's probably I do put titles in the mount board sometimes, and then on the illustration it's printed as well. So it's nice if you print a title on the actual illustration base, because then you've got more room to sign for your guests. So anyway, what I'm going to do now is break away for a little bit on this, because we've got a question come through. So from Karen Fallon. So hi Karen, thanks for the question. Thanks very much, that's very kind of you. And then, do you do table settings too? Yes, with the favours. We've just been chatting. Obviously, you've come in a little bit after that. I do favours. So what I'll do is I'll quickly zoom back to the favours and then pop that on the screen. There we go, Karen. So yeah, these are all basically if you're saying table settings, these are the favours, which I'm assuming that's what you mean. Yeah, these are little what size are these? I didn't actually say the size, did I? A5, so half of A4. So there we go, this lady's holding one there. So if that's the sort of thing you're after, just that's in Wedding Fun. So just go onto my website, www.tonystoons.co.uk, and then Wedding Fun, and then drop down to favours, and that's where it be. So I hope that answers the question. Thank you, Karen. So back to guest books. Yeah, I think we've covered everything. Yeah, I'll say there's all different styles. Say there's usually the three styles, as I say: pastel, digital, and pencil. Depends on what you like, what you want, what your budget is. Let's see, as you can see here, you can click in the C style and it'll take you to, where are we? From my from photos section, and then it'll take you into these sections here. So, and then you can to and fro on your website. There we go. That's basically a few samples there. So these are really, really popular. As you can see, I've done loads of these. Great fun. And of course, at the end of it, you can frame it and then pop it on your wall. You can see your funny picture and all your guests' messages, which is lovely to have. And with the difference between this and a wedding book, a guest book, is that it's on show all the time. and it's lovely fond memories. So okay, so here we go on to thank you gifts. This is basically, thank you gifts is basically a keepsake, so you can, you know, what better way to get your own back on your best man. You know, give him something like this, get back in a fun way. So a nice way. And there's, you can also have these A5 ones, which I showed you earlier. That's a nice little treat, you know. So instead of a hip flask or something boring like that, get something original and bespoke and personalized. How about that? Say with these, you've got each of their hobbies and their funny little stories that have happened. You know, you can bring that up with your best man in a picture and in the speech as well, of course. These thank you gifts have been, I sound like a broken record, but very popular again, because it's just a nice way of saying thank you to, you know, your entourage. I did one here years ago for Don and Stuart, lovely couple, bride and groom. And these are digital illustrations, and of course, the beauty of the digital is you can do prints, and each one is the same quality. So each member of the family got a copy of this illustration, and that went down well. So I think they were A4. Yeah, the beauty of digital is A4. You can do different sizes. So they had those. So just have a look through my website. Wedding fairs, obviously that's all on hold at the moment, but I'm usually at quite a few wedding fairs in the year in lovely venues, all different venues. This one here is Kingscote, which is a stunning venue. And what else we got on the website here? Got my blog. This is a fairly new feature which I've sadly neglected for a little while. When the lockdown happened, I had a bit of time on my hands. These do take quite a bit of time, don't they, blogs? Getting all the photos but I hope to get back into it soon. And there's little extras in there that I don't include on my Facebook or website page. Well, it's on my website actually, the blog. What am I talking about? I don't know. Okay, so finally we've got terms and conditions, and we've got a little about here. This is just a little back history about me, just to keep my ego inflated. So some video, how I started, when I started. Yeah, terms and conditions for live events. Still a frequent asked questions as well. So if you do have any extra questions that you don't have, that you think of after this, either pop it on Facebook or have a look on my website. And also there's a famous folk section, so you can see all my celebrities in here that I've drawn from photos usually. One from Frank Skinner there that I did and presented to him, and I was on the show. Well, I wasn't, but he kindly put, it was shown on the Sarah Cox show. So I was thrilled with that happening. But I in between commissions, I'm always drawing celebrities, as a lot of you know. Sometimes I draw them live from photo work on Facebook, and sometimes even meet up with the stars. So that's lovely. Very fortunate. There's some video here. If you do get a chance to have a look at my YouTube channel, just search for Tony Marriott or Tony's Toons and you'll find me. There's a big video on there about celebrity caricatures I've drawn. So I think basically that's it. Oh, workshops. I do workshops as well. If anybody wants to learn the art of caricaturing, just get in touch. There's loads of information on there. So they're done periodically, and it's all great fun. That's through a different method. It's similar to Zoom, and we all get and we can draw together, which is good fun. Good fun. So I'll just come out of that. Let's close that one down. So thanks for coming along, and thanks for your questions. Like I say, if you've got any after the show, after the broadcast, just drop them in, and I'll be glad to get back to you. So without further ado, I think that's probably it, unless has anybody else got any. But thanks for watching, and I hope to see you soon. Take care. Bye for now.